What's going on? Like,
Go.
subscribe,
Oh,
give
yeah.
5.
I was gonna let you finish up, and then I was gonna bust the
Nah,
gun
go
on you.
ahead.
All right, like, share, subscribe, share the live, get 5. We in the Shonen Shop. What's up, man? How you doing, man?
Chilling,
Man, I've been
chilling.
putting out fires. Everybody been dropping like flies. Sicknesses got everybody, man. I'm like, dang, what y'all putting in the air, man?
Yeah, I need some of them
So,
gummies, man.
yeah, I got you, man. Yeah, them gummies ain't been working. I know
Yeah,
that.
don't got me, get me, man.
Hey, nah. I hate when people get sick and then they're like, hey, let me get that. Like, nah, man, you're supposed to be doing this before you get sick,
I asked you for
not
some a long
while
time
you're
ago.
not while you're sick. That's why I
I
left
remember
home
I asked
before
you for
you.
them gummies. I was like, man, let me get some of them gummies. You said the same
Yeah,
thing you just told me right now.
but you lied though.
When?
You always lie, so I'm assuming you're lying right now. So
Oh
can I do
no,
that?
you lied. You lied.
Can we do that?
That's crazy.
Can I do an assumption lie?
No, because that's a lie.
Hold on. Let me think about this. Okay, yeah, that's a lie. How you doing, Cinco? What's cracking, man?
Man, been busy. You know how it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, man. I want to bring something up while we sharing this live. Let's share the live. While we sharing this live, I want to put something up on the screen because a little bit of news dropped, and I want to first. Speaking of lies, that's a good segue. Speaking of lies, we called out solo leveling that there was padding the stats according to to Psyche's do rag.
Russell Westbrookin.
Yeah, so a little article came out
Mm,
outside of Crunchyroll articles,
hell yeah.
and it says Solo Leveling was not America's most streamed anime series of the year, and according to this article, it was Dan to Dan.
That
Yep.
makes sense.
So,
That's what I thought.
so why y'all lie though? I'm confused. I'm like,
Did we
why y'all
say
lie?
did we say one of, or did we say the?
No, because it won anime of the year. Now let me explain
Yeah.
real quick. So Solo Leveling is a Crunchyroll exclusive, what I found out.
Mm,
And it was the Crunchyroll Awards.
mm.
Y'all look kind of crazy. And there was some other ones that was on the list that were also Crunchyroll exclusives. Hey man, Crunchyroll, what's going on, man? And apparently they're monopolizing the game.
They're trying to.
They own 75% of all anime that is coming
Tough. I
into
didn't know that.
America.
Yeah.
75%. What y'all think about that, man? What y'all thinking about a
Um.
monopoly when it comes to
Well,
anime?
I already kind of saw this coming a few years ago when what was it? Funimation, I think it was when Funimation and Crunchyroll kind of merged on that merger when they like just combined the two archives into the one app.
Mm-hmm.
That to me was like the point where I was like, yeah, nah, this can't be it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Is it is it just the simple fact of it being in charge, or are we talking about a problem with the app? Because I heard there was no problems with the app per se. But if that's the only way you can get your, because there is what's the HI dive, high dive or something like
High
that.
dive, yeah.
There's that. Funimation's already up in there. So and then
I
Max, go ahead.
so the I think what the problem is the licensing to the stories for the studios because like we already know like the big powerhouses is like Netflix, Disney, HBO, Hulu, and Crunchyroll slash Funimation. Those are the big heavy hitters when it comes to releasing new anime, right? So they have
Yeah.
to basically fight with these studios saying, "Hey, I already own your company. We're gonna make this we're gonna start making this a real anime series." And versus the other ones that are buying
What's
in
up,
saying, "Hey,
royalty?
what's up, royalty?" The other ones are
He can shut his ass up. How
What
about
you
damn,
that?
say? What you say?
that's crazy.
Lie, Tyson. Come on in here, Bobby.
Damn, that's crazy. He calling me already. Uh, but no, So I think what it is the monopolization is it's a double-edged sword. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a win-lose for every situation. What sucks is that we have a lot of good, like smaller series that aren't being animated because of this sort of thing.
And that's what are you
The big thing where as soon as the internet says, oh my gosh, this is fire, go check this out, after like the first like few like after the pilot episode or like 2 or 3 episodes in, they'll do like a full season, and no matter how good the story is, if it doesn't pop off like on a global scale, they'll just won't continue it. They'll be like, oh, we're going on a hiatus, and never come back.
Yeah, because like this one in the middle, this Delicious in Dungeon, I've heard this everywhere, and it's not because it's good, because I peeked my head in there before I heard all the hoopla, but it's almost like you hear it so much and so many, oh, this person's saying it's good, and this person, it kind of makes you go check it out.
Yeah. To piggyback off of that, another thing too is the excessive amount of people that aren't into anime originally. Like they didn't grow up watching Yu-Gi-Oh, Dragon Ball Z, you know, all the heavy hitters that we all grew up and loved. Yu-Gi-Oh, Hakusho, you know what I'm saying, all them wonderful animes that we had growing up in the 90s and early 2000s. So now they're popping in talking about, oh, I want to get into anime now because it's like the new fad. And it kind of takes away from like what the entertainment spectrum was originally.
And I like what you just led with, because me and we had a slight argument, me and Psyche's Do-Rag, about, I want you to read the caption of this Cinco for me, please, sir.
We will be overtaken in no time. With Chinese anime on the rise, Jujutsu Kaisen studio believes Japan is in trouble. That, I believe, is actually kind of facts.
Hey, Royalty, I can't wait to talk about it. So, yeah.
Okay.
Let's get through this news real quick. What you think about that, Cinco?
I think it's actually I think that's an honestly true outlook to the way things are going.
Before you go into it, so after reading the article, it dude brings up a good point, saying that Chinese anime, they go find the young, dope mother flood puckers and pay them to get them nice, send them through school, get them tight, and then bring them over. Meanwhile, Japan is following. Hey, let me get a bunch of workers, and we're gonna follow what's next to blow. We're gonna find the next big thing, and I think that's the that's gonna be the problem. You're putting money into artists compared to putting money into a fad. Is that fair to say, Psyche's Do-Rag, a fad?
No.
Okay, so okay, Bo.
I
hold
understand.
On, let Psyche go. Go ahead.
Okay.
Do-Rag, why you say no?
Because the anime in general, I think, is more than a fad. It can't be labeled as a fad because it's been here for generations, and I don't think it's going anywhere.
I'm not talking about anime being a fad. I'm talking about the next big thing being a fad. Like, what's the next big show?
I can agree with that. Like Dan and a lot of stuff. It's only hot for a minute. I can agree with that.
Okay.
But I also think Japan. So what Japan does is, I think Japan bases themselves off manga sales, gang. So like Japan will look at manga sales and say, oh, Gachikutsu's going crazy, Dandadan's going crazy with the manga sales and Shonen Jump. China doesn't look at that when they're choosing what to produce. You know what I'm saying? I forget what you call them, donghwas or whatever. They don't look at that. And say, oh, I'm gonna make this anime because the donghua is going crazy. They don't do that, but Japan does. If you have a hot drop like a manga, it's gonna get animated, gang, especially if it's consistent.
Another thing too,
that's not true what you said about donghua, but go ahead, Stinko.
Another thing too, I feel like the reason why Chinese anime is able to kind of overtake in that sense is one, the sheer output that they're able to do, and two, the type of storytelling that is done in the Chinese anime versus the newer modern Japanese anime, it's completely different. The stuff that made us get into anime in general, like the life lessons, the virtues, the actual growth and character development, all that stuff, is very few and far between in these newer animes. You find a lot in the mangas and stuff like that, but not really so much in the animes, especially on the newer stuff, because you don't have they're not doing like the mental voiceovers. You know what I'm saying? Like what the character's thinking in that sort of sense. Meanwhile,
go ahead.
My perfect example is the Immortal King.
Day in Life of the Immortal King.
Yeah. So Daily Life of the Immortal King, you actually get to see don't get me wrong, it gets kind of bland at some point. It plateaus just like anything else, but like it has a decent story that could have been expanded upon, but they kept it because of the way that the OP MC was trying to downplay his abilities the whole time. And because
I feel like that doesn't count though, because I don't feel like that's like rocking. I'm going off of what Psyche's saying. I'm saying like Immortal King wouldn't like. I don't hear a bunch of people like Immortal King is cracking.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? So that
was also released in 2014. To be fair.
Okay. Well, that was okay. So here I
could be wrong. I could be lying about the release date, but I know it wasn't anytime recently.
I don't think you're lying. I know it is kind of older like that. Okay, let's just get it all out the way. I think the animation be better. I wouldn't say the stories, because half the time
fight sequences are cleaner.
Man, incredible. That's what's gonna get people. It's not gonna be this glorious ass story. It's gonna be the amount of time they put in a animation, the amount of time that they give to the fight choreography, the amount of time that they give to every inch of that animation. That's what's gonna do it. Because if we're comparing stories, there's no comparison with Japanese anime compared to Chinese anime. But when it comes to how it looks and how they get busy and how it gets down, there is no match whatsoever. So that's just my opinion on it. Go ahead.
No, that's valid. I agree with that.
Saki, you still disagree, man?
I do.
Okay, so we gonna just get out of here. So yeah, before we get crazy, I want to bring up something real quick. So the live action One Piece season 2 is on the way. Psyche's Durag, what's up, man? Let's go to you, man. Season 2 of the live action One Piece. Man, you look like somebody just texted you and bringing you some food. So
that's crazy, gang. Hey. Look, hey, you see that? Is that you bringing me some KFC?
Yo, that's crazy, bro.
The way that boy cheesed on there, it was either that or cheeks. One of those two. That was either food or cheeks.
Crazy. Hey, get out of my life, bro. Get out of my life.
Season 2, One Piece live action. What's up, man? What's going on in that brain of yours, man? What did it look like?
It looked gas. So I've seen Chopper.
I'm just about to pull him up.
Yeah, I thought Chopper looked really, really good. He looked actually way better than what I envisioned he was going to look. I seen a lot of stuff on the internet, and you know how the same thing they did with Sonic. You know what I'm saying? They was making him look real stupid, so I was kind of expecting a stupid looking Chopper, but he looks good. I like the.
Wait, hold on. So they fixed him? Like he was messed up at first?
From what I was seeing on the internet, so I don't know if they were real or not. You know what I'm saying? But I seen Chopper. I think I was on Twitch, right? And I seen the One Piece advertisement that Chopper was talking, and it looked gas. It looked tight.
Yeah. I don't know. So okay. So what kind of animal is he? Like a baby reindeer or something?
The reindeer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
This is like live action Sonic all over again.
That's what. Okay, so I don't want to hate, because I don't feel like I have the authority to hate, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
I bought that. It's coming to me. Nobody sent it to me. I ordered it for myself.
Why? Why do you have to reel it up? Why he can't look exactly like the cartoon? Why though? I'm asking the question why. Why when it goes
you want it to be like Cool World? Like it's not like Cool World. You can't have animation and live action.
Why'd you just do that? Why'd you just do that?
Rabbit, bro? Like,
no, hold on. No. Okay, so y'all both gonna do it. Why are y'all doing that? I'm talking about how he looks computer animated, not changing him to make him look real, a little realer than the cartoon. But hold on, let me pull up Chopper.
So I see what you're saying.
I'm not talking about put the animated character on the.
You want the nigga in the reindeer outfit?
No,
no. He's talking about the same character design, right? With all the fur and everything added on, but leaving the character design alone,
color and everything. Let's leave it.
Like all the expressions and everything, leave it.
All them characters look crazy. You don't have to reel it up once it goes to live action. I feel like that's trash.
I don't get what you're saying, though.
Okay, we're gonna pull up Chopper right now.
I completely understand what you're saying, Exo. I feel
you explained it well. I think he don't like that I'm saying something.
I'm confused.
So.
No, he's distracted by food.
Nah, that was
a little insider.
That's his little insider joke that he just threw. Hey, so I'm pulling them up right now. Let's see. This Chopper looking the exact same way. You can add the fur on him, but make him look like this. Hold on. Let me pull this up. Here we go. There we go. Make Chopper look. Hold on. He disappeared. Make him look like that. I'm talking about same color shirt, same color pants. Same exact hat. Same.
Oh, they did. They took his shirt off. But Chopper has different hats. That's a hat that he wore later on. Like you know what I'm saying. So it's different. So, but
wait.
I'm saying though, that's not the hat that he came into the game with. He came into the game.
I've never seen somebody put a cape on so hard. Go ahead, Cinco. Go ahead, man.
I ain't gonna lie. Like, Axel got a point because look. If you go back, look down the bottom on the album you got.
Wait, which one?
On the album you got right now, Choppers.
See my cape?
Go to that next photo.
Put it on. Right put it on. Yeah. Yeah. He more dressed like that. I'm not, but he don't look like that.
Yeah.
He don't look like that.
That's the original Chopper. That's how he came in the game. That's how he looked.
Hey, what's that little briefcase he got right there?
But you see,
it's like medicine and stuff. He be carrying.
Bro, but he actually looks like he got eyebrows in this. Meanwhile, the live action looks like you can't read his expression.
Yeah, and that'd be the problem sometimes when you bring like cartoon animals to screen, you make them make them look real. The expression disappears because I feel like, well, I don't know, because I like Paddington. I don't know. They probably could do it. I don't know.
Look like Chopper, gang.
Yeah,
like granted, like I can see some eyebrows on, gang. Like you know what I'm saying. But at the end of the day,
some eyebrows on him, and
but why not though? I feel you, Cinco. Why not? That's all I'm asking. I want to know why not. Nobody's giving me that answer.
But that looked like Chopper. I like Chopper. I like his voice.
You see how he gave me no answer? He just said, that's tight.
It is tight. I've been saying they could have threw some eyebrows on, gang. Like the only thing is eyebrows, right?
We asking why not. That's the thing here. We're just asking why not.
I just want to know why not. You know what I'm saying?
Why not what? He ain't got no eyebrows?
Yeah.
He gonna become.
He got eyebrows throughout the entire series in the manga and the anime.
Villanueva ain't got no eyebrows. Whoopi Goldberg ain't got no eyebrows.
You just lied.
Whoopi got eyebrows?
She got some eyebrows.
I'm finna pull it up.
Hey man, don't man.
Hey, no, man.
I'm pulling it up.
I don't like this cast. Maybe Sanji's alright. Man, I don't know, man.
Hey, so I'm gonna ask you again. Whoopi Goldberg got eyebrows.
Yeah, she ain't got no eyebrows, man.
She don't? Okay.
No, she don't.
All right, bet.
Hey,
she got whiskers.
I lied.
I know my Whoopi lore.
That's crazy.
Hey, so One Piece season 1 live action. I hated it badly. I do not like the Luffy character. I feel like he's trying to. You said what?
I said Luffy's the worst out of all the characters.
100%.
Because I think the characters did a really, really good job of displaying their likeness in the anime, all of them, with the exception of Luffy. I felt like he was a little off, and Nami was a little off, because they really didn't display her thievery. Like, you know what I'm saying? They didn't really show her like the thief that she really is. And Luffy was kind of like less aggressive than he normally is. But I feel like everybody else, they got on point.
And to be fair, if you look at it just as a visual perspective, right? The only two that stick out to me as like not the characters was Nami and Luffy.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even see, still haven't seen live action to this day. And every time I see the picture of the group, I'm like, okay, we got Sanji, we got Zoro, we got Usopp. Who the fuck are those two? You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like,
fudge, who the fudge?
Who the fudge?
Motherfucker.
But yeah, Sanji and Zoro. If I'm gonna just go off of that picture,
that casting.
Yeah. If I go off that picture, yeah, absolutely.
They stand like I'm saying that everybody looks like, look at Sanji, look at Zoro, and look at Usopp, gang. They look like how they look in the anime. It looked like he got some J's on. What is them? Some Yeezys or something, or just some shoes? So, but
I'm just Converses.
But it looked like they look in the anime. When I look at Luffy and I look at Nami gang, they really don't like. Don't get me wrong, they did a good job for what they was given, but it's not on point like the rest of them.
So I have a question. When One Piece, you have some of the most oblong, weirdest looking characters ever. Why not embrace that? Why when this is the same problem I got with Chopper? Why when it goes to, hey, give old boy his nose. Give old boy his nose. Why not?
I don't think that would look good in a live action.
What do you mean look good? What do you mean look good?
It's just makeup. It's just
like a big ass nose, like he got.
Yeah.
Why not?
That's gonna look stupid, gang.
No, it's not. It's looking exactly like the character.
Exactly.
Why is it he already got a big ass nose. Look at that nose.
Why is he in a button down, bro?
Look at that schnauzer.
Full suit.
Okay, one at a time. Go ahead, Cinco. Say what you just said, and we'll go back to the sack.
Sorry. So Sanji is not even in a full suit. He's in a button down, bro.
Hey, why not put him? Hey, what? Hey, Cinco.
What's wrong with putting him in a suit?
That's what I'm saying. Why not?
Sanji don't be wearing suits all the time, man.
Man, hey, he wearing suits around this time.
He be wearing the
around in the beginning. Yeah, in the beginning, around Romance Gone. But I'm saying though, Usopp is he look half Polish with that nose. That's a Polish nose.
Hey.
Okay, and
why does it? Why
he got the nose?
Okay, I'm about to blow this all out the water right now. Why? And this is my problem with people and fans and filmmakers and showmakers. Why does it look? Why is it acceptable in the material, but when it's on screen, it has to become real, or it's not gonna look good? These are the things that we've been looking at for years. Why, when it goes live action, it's gonna look stupid? Why is that?
This big, Brian.
Why is there a sense of
nigga gonna be this big? He'll be walking around like this on the live action.
Why is there a sense of realism once it comes to live action? This ain't real. None of this is real. So why do we have to? Oh, it's gonna look stupid. No, make it look exactly how it looks.
Stupid.
Man, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Fucking retarded.
So you think it looks stupid? You think all those characters look stupid in the anime?
Well, I think Usopp's nose looks stupid.
Don't try to say that now.
I do.
If they got Eminem to play Blonde Homie, you gonna want the nose or not?
What?
If they got Eminem to play Blonde Homie, yeah, because you told me it was based after.
Oh, Eminem?
Yeah, and they don't give him a nose. That's gonna bother you?
I don't like Eminem.
Man, yeah, he's caping today, and we gonna go right into what I wanted to talk about. So I wanted to ask you. I know you said you didn't watch it yet, but I want to ask you what's happening to Kuma, because they went into Kuma's backstory. So shout out to Royalty, just brought it up. They went into Kuma's backstory, and I want to ask Royalty. I want to ask Psyche's do-rag. This is what y'all wanted me to see.
You seen a little bit of it?
What was so impressive about it, though?
I don't know. You tell me. I haven't watched it.
Okay, so he got shot in the back. He was a little kid on the run. It was in some not Squid Games, but like Hunger Games type stuff.
Okay.
Big Mom pulled up. Oh, Big Mom was a baddie. What?
She wasn't big like that her whole life.
What?
From the Lin.
Okay, so that's what happens when you have a bunch of kids, man. Okay, got you.
But you remember Alvita? Alvita was a baddie too.
Yeah, but Alvita started eating right and she lost all that weight. So
no, she got her fruit. Yeah, when she got her fruit, when she ate her devil fruit, she lost all that weight. She ate the smooth.
Okay, so hey man, it's caping at its finest right now. I was just making a joke, but yeah, oh yeah, you got it on. Okay, so and then Kuma, he crying a lot, and then he gets shot in the back with an arrow, and yeah, she tried to. So Lin rolled up, tried to get the devil fruit. Not Little Shop of Horror, but Rocky Horror Picture Show man with the blue hair. What's my man name? Who's the Rocky Horror Show picture man with the light blue hair? He look like Gene Simmons.
Talking about Buggy?
Nah.
I don't know what
Okay, Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I know who you're talking about, but like I don't know.
Hold on, I got it right here. I got the crunch.
I gotta go get my food.
No. Which character you're talking about?
This dude is crazy.
Oh, hurry up, man! I gotta go get my KFC.
Man. Hey, chill, man. Have somebody bring it to you, man. I gotta show you something, man. Hold on. I need to know who Rocky Horror Picture Show is. But anyway, so while I'm pulling it up, yeah, I just didn't see what was so excellent about his backstory. He ended up eating the fruit, which gave him some paws. And now you can put paws on ninjas, and the majority of the time he's absorbing the pain of the town. Now that Royalty, maybe you can jump in here and tell me what was the who planted the pain of the town, and why was he absorbing it? Because I know he said, yo, if I don't absorb it, who will? And I got the devil fruit, so why not? I need to do this, which was very honorable and very noble. But why is it happening though? And who put it there? Who's draining the life out of this town to where he has to go up to it and violate it a little bit? I really didn't understand that, nor did it just seems like a plot device to give him some kind of like sympathy points. That's what it seemed like to me. So maybe you can clear that up for me. I'm about to pull. Where is this? My tabs are all jacked up over here. Okay, so where is it? Boom. Here we go. Hold on. We're gonna do this. Let's stop this. And yeah, Roger showed up. Whitebeard showed up. They all was looking young. Yeah, here we go. Let's do this here. And let's pull this up. So yeah, I don't understand what's happening right here, and he's absorbing it. Hey, why the devil fruit made him heavy up top, but little down below?
I thought Kuma was always built like that though.
Yeah, he was, but I'm saying his devil fruit should have gave him some leg powers, man. What happened? What happened with that, man?
I'm not a One Piece guy, so that's out of my realm. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Hey man,
I think for the powerhouse that Kuma is though, like I genuinely think that it makes sense for him to be that huge as a One Piece character, despite him having no neck. But that's not the point, because Kuma my dog. But like, nah, I don't know, man. Like I feel like it's one of those tropes where you just like the tank is just a tank, bro. Like he's not supposed to have legs like that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, hold on. Here we go. Kuma's taking the pain of all the civilians because he wants to keep everyone happy. You have to read earlier One Piece. Kuma had the devil fruit and the entire story that just one of his abilities. Okay, so who put the pain there? If you read earlier, One Piece is huge because Kuma doing the same thing. He had okay.
Yeah. So the pain, right? Like the people just have pain, right? In general, whether it's emotional, physical, whatever. Kuma's ability, right? Because of the way he is, he wants everybody around him to be happy. So he was regularly treating the elderly and everybody else on the island that he was on, saying, or the town really that he was in, saying, all right, cool, I'm a doctor, I'll come treat you, right? So they would go to Dr. Kuma and he would remove the pain for them. And
Okay.
he was the one taking in that pain because of his devil fruit abilities.
Gotcha.
But one of the aspects of it is he's able to then take the pain, put it into a giant ball that you see there in that last frame, and be able to administer it to someone else. And that's what you see him dealing with right there, is the actual the complete total amount of pain that he's accumulated, and that's all happening at once.
Okay, that's kind of deep. Okay, I
You see
didn't.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay, that's kind of raw, actually.
Yeah. So
I ain't gonna front.
so that's the thing. And then what I think Royalty was referring to was Luffy had fought so hard and accumulated so much pain that in order for him to survive, Kuma removed, I think it was like all of the pain that Luffy was going through in order to just be able to let him recover. And Zoro walked up and Kuma's like, somebody needs to take this because I'm not doing it. I can't do it. I'll die. And Zoro was like, give it to me. I'll take it.
Gotcha.
And then Zoro, for however long it lasted, I forgot how long it was, took all the pain. So when Luffy recovered and asked Zoro what happened, he's like, nothing.
So what makes him your dog, man?
Kuma, I feel like, for me, it was just the fact of he's got a strong sense of family and he's got that sort of, oh,
hey,
my bad.
hold on, lay low. That's a spoiler, man. Because
it's really not.
If you talking to a noob, man, I thought that was his ability, so I'm not knowing that's a spoiler, man. So
it's just one aspect of his abilities because he got more, but that's not the point.
Okay, so royalty saying, nah, all this happened. Hold on, is that somebody
in the past 3 episodes?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I ain't this part yet. Okay,
bro. I just was lost, and I wanted to know what was going on because it didn't make no sense to me.
Y'all, in my defense, I only kept up with the anime so far, and doing the live action. You know what I'm saying? That's fair, Lalo. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, for real.
But it's my fault because I ain't seen the live action. I still haven't to this day. So if I accidentally give spoilers, I'm sorry. But we'll just go ahead and throw that disclaimer out there that there potentially are spoilers up ahead.
Go ahead, sir.
And again, I'm also I read the manga a little bit too to catch up. And Kuma's backstory in general, he was the type of mental strength and emotional strength that I aspired to have as a kid. You know what I'm saying? And growing into an adult, it's even more prominent for me.
Okay, so Cinco,
okay,
you might have lied. Okay,
I probably did. I ain't gonna lie. It's been a minute. And I'm not a One Piece guy, so.
Okay.
So
go ahead.
So again, Royalty, I'm sorry. So I'll read for everybody that didn't see it. Royalty said, but no, Kuma was actually testing Zoro because he wanted to see if Luffy actually had people that would lay down their life for him, because Kuma wanted to be 100% sure that Luffy was Joy Boy. So again, I lied. My bad.
Again, stop lying, man.
I'm trying. There's a reason why he called me Lai Tyson. I ain't gonna cap.
So here's my problem with okay, so why this might be spoilers, Lalo. So I'll stop doing like this when it's over. Why? See, that's what I'm saying. The experts ain't here. He worried about chicken. Stop eating chicken, man. And you're over here, man. I need to know some things, man. I don't understand what a tarantula, crab legs, man, is and why Luffy is old. Okay, yeah, Luffy was on the ground making some weird ass noise, and he tries to stab him, and Frankie socked him, and I'm thinking like, this is man. Okay, there's a serious problem I have with anime, which we're gonna get into once we roll over to Fire Force. But the having me captivated by something. So they ended off on like a cliffhanger with Bonnie stabbing crab legs.
Mm.
Cut to the second half of the episode. You'll see again. Coming back. Okay. Yeah, no, I seen it. Yeah, I seen it, and I didn't think it was that impressive. Like y'all was talking, but that's just me. But so it goes from captivating to side quests, kind of. They don't like when I say this, but slice of life is. It's like kind of like, okay, something's going down. Oh, okay, next episode, and then start the episode. Okay, cool, and then it's kind of like.
So what do you mean, like slice of life though? Like, what do you mean by
slice of
that?
life-ish is when I see like you just like kind of chilling and kind of talking and kind of making some grits and just kind of like chilling. Like I don't like that, man. I think that like if you're gonna captivate me, keep going. Why?
I got a question for you on the next topic.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, go ahead. Because it's about Fire Force. I got a question about the next topic referring to this conversation. So I'll let this slide right now.
So you know what we're gonna do.
You want to segue into that real quick, and then we'll go back when Durag comes back. All right, cool.
So I seen both episodes. Hold on. So okay, hold on. Bonnie is Kuma's daughter. We're seeing Kuma's backstory through Bonnie's memory. Got you. We're seeing her backstory, right? Bonnie stabbed. Okay. So I know that kept being said, and now I see why. Okay, got you. So Laylo, I'm not on no episode. I just be watching the new stuff and then asking questions. That's what I'm and I need people like y'all, like Royalty and Laylo, to help me make sense of the things that I'm seeing. I am a noob. This is the help a noob section of Shonen Shop, man. Help a noob section of Shonen Shop.
Oh,
and see, when other people are sitting there worried about chicken and the 12 herbs and spices, I got questions and they ain't answering them. They worried about nuggets. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I did start at the beginning, but my fellas have been having me. Dang, that was a tongue twister. They have been having me jump to and from. So I seen all of Marineford. I seen the first 35, maybe 40 episodes, all the buggy stuff. I mean, all of East Blue. That's what I meant to say. Like Smoker showed up. The last thing I remember, Smoker showed up. And yeah, so I'm kind of all over the place with this, but I'm kind of like I'm weighing on the fence. At first I thought a lot of this stuff was interesting. Then I'm like lost, and then I go and I'm like, okay, this ain't that interesting. They make it seem like it's hella interesting. How this like hey, shout out to Royalty. You're a great teacher, my guy. But what's so impressive about Kuma's backstory? I need you to tell me. Don't say go watch it and go say this, and that. Tell me what's impressive, because what I seen a part of Kuma's backstory, it wasn't impressive. And I kept hearing that. I kept seeing it in the chat. I kept hearing it. Oh, Kuma's backstory. And then I see it, and it's like, what was? Yeah, I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
Kuma's backstory, in my personal opinion, the reason why it's so impactful is you understand how. So I don't know how the spoilers are going right now for the live action, but I'm going based on what I was reading in the manga. From what I remember, again, it's been a minute, so there might be some lies in this. So Bonnie had a disease that was essentially like building up the blue coral on her skin. It was a condition that no doctor could have solved, and Saturn was so Saturn.
Hey, I fuck with you, Royalty, but you're gonna have to explain something to me other than getting on me, man.
So Saturn was working with Egghead, trying to build an army at this point. And around the same time, Kuma had also known this through the extension of Egghead, because the professor was also the one that was researching and doing all the work clinically on Bonnie and doing all the tests and trying to figure out what is the way that we can cure this, because every time that Bonnie touched sunlight, the disease would develop on her skin, which eventually would kill her. It was basically just turning her into
the sapphire scale.
Okay, thank you. And so at this point, Kuma was torn between committing to this basically like Weapon X project, or really just staying back and watching Bonnie suffer for the rest of her life because she couldn't go outside and play with the other kids. You know what I'm saying? So Kuma eventually took that after taking all the pain from all the town, because he's like, listen, I'm not going to leave Bonnie in a place that's full of suffering. So he takes it upon himself to remove the amount of suffering that is in the town before he takes off with Egghead and Saturn, because now at this point, Saturn is saying, I know how to cure your daughter, but you have to do this first, and we promise to cure her. You see what I'm saying? So now he's using the kid as leverage. And so now Kuma goes ahead and says, you know what? All right, I'll do it. But he tells Egghead that no matter what, he wants to have a piece of him.
So you lied.
Yes. I told you there was gonna be lies in this. I'm not.
Oh no, I'm saying I'm gonna need you to stop lying, man. I'm
trying.
Okay, yeah, okay, cool. Go ahead.
I also have Do-Rag here to correct me on the stuff that I'm wrong.
Yeah, come on, man. I'm
trying to give you the rundown. I'm not trying to give you all the fluff. I'm trying to give you the meat.
No, but you're doing a good job. You're doing a good job, man.
Yeah. So regardless of all the additional information, the basis of it is that Kuma, when he goes into the Project X program that they got going on, he tells Egghead, I want a piece of my brain. I want a piece of myself still in this project, because I don't want to lose myself completely for the fear of my safety of Bonnie. That was like the whole thing behind it. He wanted to keep Bonnie safe no matter what. And that was a overwritten protocol in the Kuma droids that were developed.
Man. Hey, man.
It turns into a whole thing, man. I'm trying to do the best I can. I ain't got much to work off of because I don't keep up with this.
Hey, you just explained that perfectly. And if a nigga say that they don't understand or anything like that, because you still don't gotta like it. But if they don't understand that, then that's
no, I understand.
And it's just Royalty and Iron Fist are flaming me right now.
Hey, man. Hey, that's what they do, man. That's
fine. Same deal.
Royalty, you on his ass though. You ain't got to do him like that.
Hey, shout out to Royalty.
It's
you already know how, man. Hey, hold on. Everybody knows how I like to call out the lies. You know what I'm saying? He's doing a great job. Hey, you know how he just said he's doing a great job? Royalty, you're doing a great job. All right? Keep up the good work.
This Lemonade doing a great job too.
Man, ain't no Lemonade, man. Yeah, hey, so Iron
You just lied.
You lied.
Hey, Iron Fist, you lied.
He was the one telling you to go watch it.
Iron Fist, you might have lied, my guy. I think we just all couch you right now. So, yeah. Hey, yeah, I think that well, okay. It did pull me back in when you explained what was happening with the pain. That's kind of tight. Yeah. I do like that. It does make him more noble now that I think, to see like him. So he's mind controlled right now, right?
Yes,
that's what's going on. Like with
like the aftermath, like what you're seeing before Bonnie stabs Saturn is the aftermath of what you see in the backstory. Obviously, so Makuma is mind controlled at this point, technically.
Yeah.
If you don't remember when they first got the egghead, a body was trying to kill Vegapunk. You know what I'm saying? And then you seen the pacifistas. Luffy and them already scrapped the pacifistas, so they seen them when they was coming up, but they didn't know Bonnie was gonna act like that because that was her pops. You know what I'm saying?
This nigga's gotta be weak right now.
Because Bonnie was like straight up, like as it was on site when she saw Saturn, because she saw Saturn as a kid, and she's like, "You're the reason why my dad got taken away from me."
So Saturn is crab spider legs. Okay,
yes. Yeah. He's one of the 8 dragon elders.
Oh, okay. Well, hold on. Okay. So royalty, I'm gonna have to call you out. I have, and Psyche can attest to this. I have been watching this whole entire arc. Right, Psyche?
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah. So I watched all of Egghead and into this Egghead right now. So I ain't like it. So I don't think it's a great arc. I think you just lied, man. So
I think you just lied.
It's a very psychological.
Everybody lying.
Hey,
the only one that ain't lied yet is Do-Rag, and that's the one he lied earlier.
Shout out to Iron Fist. It's a sleep arc. It absolutely is. No. Hold on. That okay. I'm gonna admit mine. That is a lie because there's some dope stuff happening.
Yeah,
in
some of the best
between some things. Yeah,
some of the best
for sure.
right now.
For sure. So I can't sleep when that's cracking. So it's not a sleep arc. I think that's a lie. Yeah. My bad. You got it. I'm back up. Okay. Yeah. I don't know, man. So if I think I can rate what I'm seeing in these arcs, and I give it a 4.2. You know what I'm saying? I don't see anything that is grandiose. It could be a 3. Especially after seeing, I'm like, okay, here we go with Kuma backstory. I remember them ninjas telling me about this. Yeah. And then I was
that's so what I don't understand what you don't like about it. The nigga is a child slave.
You already know you got your cape on, but go ahead.
Nibba. No, but I'm just saying because
we know it exists.
I think this is preconceived bias. We know your bias.
Do we know it exists? Do we know that
we know your bias? We know your bias.
Hold on.
You hold on. Exo. You got it. Hold on. Do we know your bias exists?
I'm asking this.
Do we know? You wanted to answer, but you didn't. Do we know your bias exists?
So now you want to ruin the show over something?
I'm asking you a question. But I'm asking you a question.
Hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
Do we know your bias exists?
Yeah, I'm gonna run right now. I'm gonna just run down.
Okay, so you're running.
Okay, no.
So therefore, I don't want to hear shit you gotta say. Rebuttaling it.
I ran down the block.
Is showing.
I ran down the block.
You ran with your bias. So therefore, I don't want to hear none of that bullshit. Because your bias is showing.
Okay, explain.
Both of y'all, hold on. I don't know what y'all arguing about. Can somebody explain to me what's going on right now?
Well, I'm finna tell the nigga, and he wanted me to say that I had a cape on, but I want that nigga to say that he has bias. So once he can admit I can admit
about the show.
Okay, and that's fair. So, EXO, is there bias? Yes or no?
Absolutely.
Okay. Hold on. I can't answer just yes or no. I love context.
No,
okay.
I love because it's a yes or no question that he asked.
Do right. Hold on. I can. He wants me to expand on it. I'm gonna expand on it. So EXO.
No. I want to expand on the question that you're asking me. Is there bias against the anime?
Yes.
Is there bias against the anime? No. There is no bias against it. Okay, how you figure that, man?
Because we've had this argument and this conversation plenty of times. You switched from, this shit is gas to calling niggas to like, I'm watching this and this is my nigga, woo. And then something happened. And when we start talking about Demon Slayer, then all of a sudden you don't like the shit no more.
Why you bring Demon Slayer into this?
Because that's when the change happened, gang. I'm talking what I know.
I was around for that.
I'm talking what I know. That's when the change happened. So, and that's when you start talking, I don't fuck with it no more. And whoopty wop. So I clearly know it's a bias because you went from saying it's gas and I like it and I liked it, and then you seen some shit that you might not have been too fond of. Now all of a sudden the entire anime is trash, and you're watching the new stuff with a bias eye.
I didn't say trash.
You're not fooling me, gang.
4 ain't trash.
You're not fooling me. I see.
4 is not trash.
I see it. Trash. I see it.
Hold on.
It's bias.
Hold on. Cinco if somebody gets something on a 4, is that trash? Last time I checked, trash was 0. So that's the last time I checked.
So, in my personal point of view, if I get something a 4, it's mid at best.
Okay, it's not.
I wouldn't say it's necessarily trash.
Okay, hold on. This is what I'm gonna add to, and I'm glad this is happening because it needs to happen. I'm adding in the fact that what I was hearing about is these such great things were happening, and I don't see none of it.
So you feel
that's where I'm at.
You feel like
absolutely.
It's
oh, 100%, 100,000%. Absolutely.
Okay. That's fair.
Hey, Laylo. Hey, hey, Laylo. Hey, this ain't nothing against Shaw. I hear it's cracking. It's cracking. Oh, okay, I'm up in it. Oh, I see some tight stuff. And let me expound on what he's talking about. Yeah, I see some tight stuff over here. I see some tight stuff over here. Oh, yeah, this is, but I don't mean it's tight.
Yes,
that don't mean it's tight.
If you just said the definition of I see some tight stuff over here and I see some tight stuff over here, that means it's tight. What you
that don't mean it's tight. That sounds crazy. That sounds crazy. That sounds crazy.
How does this sound crazy? When you said I'm looking at some tight stuff over here and I'm looking at some tight stuff over here, that means what you're looking at is tight, nigga.
Okay.
Like, you said this shit.
Hold on.
Am I fucking crazy or
okay? Let me go.
Am I crazy?
Let me go.
Or did he just not say that?
Can I get the floor real quick?
I'm asking a question though. Am I crazy or did he just not say that and then try to say he didn't say that? This nigga said if I see some shit over here that's tight and I see some shit over here that's tight.
Hey man, stop cussing, man.
Don't mean that it's tight.
So
nigga, that makes no sense.
Hey man, what's wrong with this dude, man?
Do-rag. First of all, chill out.
No wonder we're in the danger zone.
First of all, I don't
we can't get out of here.
You gotta chill out on cussing, bro. You don't gotta chill out on your rant. You gotta chill out on cussing. That's all I'm saying. Oh my lord.
Hey, this is a prime example of what I meant that the cape was on. He was gonna fly in to save and fly in to save. I don't have a problem.
It's my prime example of a bias that I just brought up.
I want to say something
100%
real quick.
Okay. I don't mind. Hold up, Cinco. I'll definitely give you the floor. Chill out right now because we got there's some pushing happening and I don't appreciate it. Okay, so Psyche's do-rag. I'm telling you that things can be good over here. You could go through a house and be like, yeah, I don't like the way that ceiling is shaped. Like, I don't like this. I don't like the way the living room connects to the kitchen. Yeah, I don't, but I do like this. That doesn't mean you love this house or like this house. That means I'm checking out what's going on. Okay, I see some things that I like about it. But that don't mean that I like this house. This house that I've been seeing, there's some tight stuff in it. But that don't mean it's tight. Point blank, period.
This nigga compared.
We're talking about so many episodes. Y'all want to be so quick to jump on my helmet when I talk about, oh, how many episodes there is. Oh, you got to start from here. You got to start from here. But what I'm seeing ain't all that. I don't care if I ain't seen it from the beginning. I don't care if I seen it in the middle and big chunks of it. The stuff I'm seeing is all right. I don't think there's nothing wrong with saying
that's like trying to watch a playoff game in the fourth quarter, looking at everybody's stats, and all you see is the end of the game. Right, like, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna respect it.
Cinco, go ahead, man.
That's cool. If that's your choice, gang, because it's a lot of stuff that I go in headstrong. I know I don't like it, and even if you show me something and it has a tight part on it, I'm still not gonna like it. That's my preconceived bias, and I'm willing to admit that. You are not, gang. You can show me anything. You can show me anything from Baki, and I'm not gonna like it, gang, regardless if it's a tight fight or not. But that's my preconceived bias, and I'm willing to admit that. You don't admit your bias.
Why am I still here if I'm not admitting that I'm in it? I'm not being biased. I'm in it. I'm actually trying to find out what's tight around here.
All right.
I'm trying to find out who got hands. Go ahead, man.
All right. So, two things. Both of y'all are correct, and both of y'all are wrong.
Okay, so go ahead.
When it comes to your rating, right? If you're going to say that a lot of the stuff that you saw was actually kind of tight, it's got to be higher than a 4. You know what I'm saying?
That's got to be higher. That's the reason why.
No. It's got to be higher than 4. If you're saying like X amount of things were tight, you know what I'm saying?
We're taking it to the Supreme Court. Then we taking it to the Supreme Court.
I'm just saying.
I don't agree.
That's fine. We can appeal that later.
Because if you take those things out, it's a 0.
Okay, I understand your point, but I'm still saying you have to at least add a full point for however many things you find dope in whatever season, however many episodes.
I say Supreme Court. How about that?
Okay, yeah. We'll end that right there.
I'm pleading the fifth. We gonna bring this to the court, Supreme Court, and you coming on Thursday. Come play the game with us.
So
no. Okay, so everybody will be here. Everybody will be here. This is happening. This is happening when nobody's around. We all know how things work up in here. Okay, go ahead.
So now that we seen Kuma,
hold on, wait. I'm not done. I'm not done.
Nigga, y'all just had a whole hold on. So after nigga, we seen what Kuma did with Bonnie and her town to try to save all the sickness. It makes so much more sense. His interaction that he had with Zoro when Zoro took that pain for Luffy. It makes so much more sense because at that time, Kuma was looked at as a villain. And when he was using the pause and he was sending all of it was before the time skip. He made Luffy cry. But even when that was happening, you didn't even realize that Kuma was saving them at that point. He wasn't hurting them. He was saving them. And it was the same thing that he was doing from Bonnie. So it shows, like, and that was way back when, like, you know what I'm saying, when the animation was still bad. It shows his consistency as a character. Like, Kuma was never really a bad dude. He always has reasons to do the things that he do, and I think that that's dope. So now when we're seeing him do this, we understand why he was making past decisions that he made a little bit more clear.
Everybody, and I'm about to show you one of the chef kisses and bias. Everybody thinks that their kid is the best looking kid at the play.
Absolutely. I'd be the first one to call a kid ugly.
So
hey, my kid it looks better than everybody's thinking that about.
I was just on the
kid.
elevator with an ugly kid. He had his hair was nappy and then he had the edge up that come up in the sides like this, like the
that'll get us out of here too. Chill out.
Hey, so back to what I was trying to say before.
How old is he? A tiny kid?
He was like 3.
Damn. Durag got a point though about, like, you know, bias, you know what I'm saying? Because EXO, this ain't the first time where, like, you had like some strong feelings about something, you check it out, you find it's dope, whatever, and you give it a higher rating than what you initially thought you went in with. You see what I'm saying? So that's what he means by the bias, because it's like, bro, you got to be consistent with that. Because then your bias.
I feel like I am.
You're consistent in applying the bias. But when it comes to actually giving ratings via the bias, it gets wishy-washy, because you sometimes give things that you claim were like mid or whatever it is before you saw it at like a 4 or 5, and then afterwards you were at like a 7 to 10.
Okay, so what makes you think that I ain't like this before today?
We've had conversations where both you and I were like, we can't keep up with this. It's
not keeping up with it, but liking what's happening.
There was a few times where you and I had discussions on One Piece, and we're like, no, this is not good. We don't. What's the point of this?
I don't remember these conversations, sir.
Do you remember these conversations?
You trying to put them on the spot? I've had plenty of conversations with EXO. So like,
and no bias has been discussed.
Oh, on stream?
Yes. Where I was here with y'all, we were talking about One Piece.
Man, you might be lying, man.
I know the truth.
I'm serious.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I say Supreme Court when everybody's here to see.
That's fine.
That's fine. That's dope. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, everybody will be here that know what was said, and
hey, we don't know what that means.
I'm not trusting y'all right now. You know what I'm saying?
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay, cool. We'll talk about it later. Hey, wait, what?
Layla wasn't here for half of these.
And I don't remember those combos. He meant to say I don't remember those combos.
Okay.
But let me tell you. Let me use.
Yeah. So according to Laylo, y'all lied. So yeah.
Hey, let me give you some context on this nigga, right? So he's about.
So we doing that. We doing that. Just let me know so I can go after.
Who? Kenan? Yeah. So he is about 350 episodes in, because this is canon. Laylo is canon. Okay. He's about 350 episodes in. Okay. And he firmly thinks it's gas. Firmly.
Okay.
So I just want to give you some context, because he's trolling now.
That's him.
Yeah, he's trolling. But he's also watching it from the beginning. So when he gets to that point, and when he sees what happens with Kuma, he's going to understand it, because he didn't skip a lot.
Okay, so now that you say understanding it, I'm confused of why you. Okay, so I'm understanding it's deeper. A deeper understanding of one thing does not mean, oh, this is tight now.
It can.
Okay,
it absolutely can.
I don't see
that level of understanding is what separates us nerds from regular people that aren't nerds. That level
of different material, not just one.
It doesn't matter about what material it is. If you don't understand it, you're not going to be interested.
That's a fact.
If I am okay, did I understand Kuma's backstory?
Originally?
From watching the backstory that happened, man, you ain't even see it, man. So hold up. I'm gonna ask.
Hey, Booze, you gotta speak English, gang. We don't understand.
I'm gonna ask. Okay, so I'm gonna ask. No, hold on. So who's here? Royalty. I'm gonna ask Royalty. Did I understand his backstory on those episodes that last episode I watched, the new episode I watched? Did I understand Kuma's backstory, or am I missing something?
I'm gonna ask him what you understand.
No. I'm saying they displayed it. They displayed a backstory. I watched it, and I'm like, yeah, shit was whatever.
Yeah. Insatiable hunger, that makes sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I seen the end. I seen the end of AOT, but I also stopped watching AOT like mid season 2, so I missed a lot of that filler. I didn't get the storytelling. I don't get the reason why everybody's like, oh, this is gas, and EXO's like, this is one of the best animes ever. I don't get it because I didn't watch a lot of it, but I seen the ending. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I don't understand it enough to say, yeah, this is absolute garbage, or like this is good. I've seen the first season and a half, and I didn't really like it like that. You know what I'm saying? So
context
I'm gonna have bias.
and understanding go a great deal when it comes to liking or not liking something. Bottom line.
Okay, so why the forewarning then?
Forewarning.
Why when he watched it, okay, he gonna really like Kuma once he watches backstory, and then I watch it, and then it's just like, oh yeah, you a hater.
So
that's preconceived bias. Like
that's preconceived bias from the people around you. It's not from you though. That's what I'm saying. It's not from you. It's because the people hyped it up, and now it's overhyped. You see what I'm saying? So now
same thing they did with Demon Slayer for sure.
Yeah. So now when you go into it, you're not like you're thinking it's gonna be hitting you the same way like Gundam did, or the same way that Yu Yu Hakusho did. It won't hit the same because it's not the same. You know what I'm saying? You have to take it for what it is.
Why use it as a threat? Oh, wait until this dude see Kuma's backstory.
That's their
why use it as a threat?
Because it was a staple for me, gang, and it's a staple for me, and it's a staple for a lot of other One Piece fans. I don't know not one Piece fan that I've talked to about Kuma's backstory that ain't been geeked about it because they understand what happened.
And you know what? Absolutely 100% fact. You know what? I'll take a step back. Yeah, it's in here and it's here to stay. Yeah, hey, thank you for that, Iron Fist. You know what?
That's what I've been saying for the last 30 minutes.
No, yeah. Show's ass. Yeah, how about that?
That's what I've been saying for the last 30 minutes.
Matter of fact,
with that being said, with that being said, I get my dub.
Okay, you going to down?
Yeah. Take it. Yeah, here.
I'm
gonna throw it to you. I'm gonna throw it to you. Here.
So therefore, I'm not listening to shit he got to say no more because it's bias. So I'm gonna listen to somebody who really
trash.
Don't have bias.
How about that? Yeah, trash.
Hey, you hear something, Cinco? You hear some bias?
I hear some trash.
I got a homie who all about One Piece, and Durag, you and him be able to talk all day about One Piece, bro. I'm gonna get him on I'm gonna see if we can get him.
What you think about it, though, Cinco?
Honestly, I enjoy Kuma's backstory.
You enjoy the backstory?
I did.
No, what do you think? Do you feel like One Piece has been overhyped?
To some degree, yes. And it's not the fault of One Piece, it's the fault of the fan base.
Break that down, please.
For people who aren't into One Piece or weren't keeping up with it when it first started dropping, like even the first couple seasons, it's a lot to try to take in, and there's a lot of information that you can miss very easily, even if you try to skip episodes because you think it's filler or anything else. You have to keep watching those episodes dedicatively. And if you're not on that level, you're going to lose it. You're going to lose the premise of it. You're going to lose all the understanding and the lessons and the impactfulness that a lot of the One Piece fans have. And I feel like that goes for any topic in general.
It does, even with Naruto, gang. Because
I disagree.
as far as like long running animes that are like really deep and have like multiple angles and things of that nature, like Naruto and One Piece are definitely two of those animes. They're both long, and especially if you're talking about all of Naruto. You got Naruto Shippuden, and then you got Boruto. If you're talking about all of these, that's over 1,000 episodes, gang. Like the same thing is One Piece, and I've seen them both. Those are two of the ones that you really have to watch and pay attention, because it has tight stuff spread all the way through it. If we're just talking about fights and this and that and that, but if you're not getting the story, gang, if you don't know the story of Naruto, you don't understand nothing about that show. And it's the same thing about One Piece. If you don't understand the One Piece, the story, you don't understand anything about that show. Only thing you're doing is watching stuff that.
So you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
Only thing you're doing is watching something.
If I say, man, that show, man, and you're like, man, just watch it, okay, and I go into it and like it. Oh, then yeah, you're on my side. You're the good guy. And then, or go into it still not liking what I see. You have a bias. Get out of here, man.
No, because you lied. Because that's not what you did. You lied.
That's both sides
when you
of the
first
coin.
started watching it, gang, you were telling us how tight it was. You just lied. You didn't go into it like, oh, I didn't like this, gang. That's not what you did. So don't put it like that's what happened.
Hold on. I
you literally flipped the script.
I explained to you things that I like and things that I did not like.
Bro, you said you liked the show. You were naming all of these characters. You like Odin. You like Garp. You like Luffy.
Oh yeah, you lying.
You like the whole.
No.
You like the Kobe interaction. You like the Alvida interaction.
Yep.
Gang, I'm not lying about any of this. These are all things that you said you liked.
You just talked about interactions.
These are all things that you said you liked. This is from Romance Dawn.
This dude just brought up interactions.
Cinco, this is how you know he don't know what he's talking about. This is in chronological order. This is in chronological order that I gave it to this nigga when he was watching Romance Dawn, and he said he liked everything from point A to point B to point C.
What's Romance Dawn?
Alvida. Exactly. Alvida, Kobe,
I want you to say it.
Marine Axe Hand, all of that, gang. He said he liked all of that, and that's all of Romance Dawn. So how don't you like it when you like every arc in it, gang? It don't make sense. It's
hold on.
So you need to step back to
lied
the place where you was just at before when you said you were fine with that bias.
Hold up.
Go back there, gang. That's where we want you at.
We don't
like that's where we want you.
You might have lied.
You in that bias section.
Hold on. You might have lied. You said I seen Romance Dawn?
Romance Dawn. Yes, that's the first chapter of One Piece.
So that was put out as the first thing ever done.
Romance Dawn is the first part of One Piece. Yes.
Okay. The very first.
Very first.
Okay. So Lil Luffy and Shanks, right?
Lil Luffy and Shanks. Yeah.
When Luffy first ate
when he got his arm bit off and all of that. Yeah.
Okay. That's the very first chapter of the manga, going into the buggy stuff. Now, after I get past the buggy stuff, I'm not allowed to be like, this shit is ass.
Yeah, but you didn't say that before.
Okay, hold on. No, that is exactly what happened until I seen Marine 4. Until I seen Marine 4, which apparently I jumped forward.
So Durag, I will say this: he did do this because we talked about it before when we were talking about One Piece the first time I hopped on for Shonen Shop. So I will say Exo's not lying right now; he's telling the truth.
About Buggy and Nami?
No,
I remember this conversation that I had with him.
I said I like the Buggy and Nami stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I don't get what Cinco's saying, because I had a different conversation with you.
No.
Where you liked that part.
Where did I stop at?
You got to tell me, gang. But you were telling me that everything was tight.
I thought I just told you. After
the Buggy stuff, Buggy stuff is the Nami stuff, gang.
Okay. After we move on past that, I ain't like none of that Usopp stuff. I ain't like none of that
stuff. You talking about with the
little female? Yeah, I ain't like none of that stuff.
With the dude with the claws when he fought Zoro and all that, you ain't like none of that.
No, the little butler thing. No, I ain't like. No, I was like, hey, get this out of here.
Sure.
Also, the fish dude. I ain't like the fish dude stuff.
Arlo? For sure, that's your opinion. But
it was like.
Yeah, but I think that I personally think you're lying, but
okay, I do. Okay, here. Oh, perfect. This is perfect on what I'm saying. I do like the Nami connected to the Fishman, the whole connection that they made, but that doesn't mean I think it's fire. How am I in the Twilight Zone? Am I in the Twilight Zone? How does that not make sense?
So what don't you like about the Arlong thing then?
No, how?
Because I'm asking because I want to understand now. So if you understand the connection between Nami and Arlong and how he went and killed her parents and all of that, and then he had her as a slave, and she was supposed to bring him back 100 million berries, and she had the tattoo. So you understand all of that, and you think.
And Luffy was like, "Let's go get this.
What
go get this dude."
Like about Arlong in his arc?
Okay, scrapping.
Scraps don't like
weak. Scraps is weak. Okay, I read it in the manga and then went to the anime. Garbage.
Sure. I give you that for sure. It was made in like 90s, but for sure, I get it.
And
you said the same thing about Yu Yu Hakusho. Like,
it don't hit hard. It don't hit hard. Okay, here we go. Preconceived bias. It don't hit hard for me.
Yeah, I get it.
It don't hit hard for me if that fight scene ain't right. If that scrap ain't right. All that stuff before don't even matter to me.
I get what you're saying, gang, because you said the same thing about Yu Yu Hakusho. And at the time, me and Rox looked at each other dumbfounded because we like Yu Yu Hakusho is a staple. It's one of the greatest animes. It's a pioneer. It's a Scottie Pippen. So how couldn't you like it? But when you start explaining you don't like the fight scenes, I get it because
I didn't like the character design.
Anime fight scenes.
I ain't like the character design of dude either.
Who, Yusuke?
Yeah.
The character design is really similar to like Hunter x Hunter. Like
without his shirt on, I'm like, man, who is this little dude, man?
And I remember you talking about his little outfit. So I don't think you lying about that. I remember you talking about his outfit.
I ain't lying. But you don't gotta think.
That's what I said. I don't think you lied about that. But the anime in itself is a staple. It's a go. So even with those fight scenes, you have to understand what you're watching. Like they weren't animating in 1999 like they're animating.
And then I went back and watched it and it was garbage.
You know what I'm saying? They're not doing that. Only Dragon Ball Z was innovative.
And then I went back and watched it from the beginning. You remember we covered the series. I watched the entire action. Yeah.
And you
no. Yeah, before the live action came out, we
and you went back and watched the anime. I know what you're talking about, okay?
Yeah. So I still didn't like it. So is that a bias that I went into it with?
I don't think that's bias. Because you actually gave it a chance and you didn't like it from the jump. That wasn't the same thing you were saying about One Piece.
Yes, it was.
It wasn't.
You don't want to talk about the fall off part.
Because you even
that's
said
what's
that
happening.
You didn't see One Piece before we started talking about it in the Shonen Shop.
Wait,
you said that you saw one episode.
Man, you heard this dude lie. Cinco, you just lied, man. Hey, man. Hey, put him in the dungeon. You lied, Cinco. What are you talking about? I started watching it before. Before the conception, right at the beginning of the conception of this podcast, which was 4 years ago.
I got to go get my tree real quick. Is we finna end the stream or we got a little bit more time?
Hey, we was going to pull up Fire Force, but
okay, yeah, let's pull up Fire Force. Let me go get my tree.
Hey, man, run and do it, man, so we can knock this out. Hey, speed run, man. Get your Wally West on, man. Hey, man, hey, Cinco, don't come up in here lying, man. Like I started watching it before I even met you, man.
Where my damn wallet at?
And there's a fall off point that he doesn't want to talk about, and it's between the Arlong, the East Blue going into the next stuff. I didn't really like what I was seeing. So
got you.
Yeah. But what did you think about season 3 of Fire Force though?
I genuinely I started Fire Force just on a whim. And I was like, you know what, this looks kind of dope. Let me check it out. And then I really fell in love with the series. Like, I really enjoy Fire Force for what it is. I'm not comparing it to anything or any one style anime or anything like that. Season 3, I love it because now it's getting into the lore, which is what I'm all about. And we're actually getting to find out more about like what is making all this happen. Why is this a situation that we're in the anime?
So you seen that movie They?
No, I have not.
What's it called? Them? I think it was called They, the Jordan Peele movie. Well, damn, what was that movie called? Hey, Bobby, what was that movie called, man? Dang. Well, anyway, but there was doppelgangers living underground for everybody.
I know which one you're talking about. Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
But it feels like they tapping into that territory. Am I right about that?
Not exactly. And the reason why I say not exactly is because of the way that they're doing it. You see what I'm saying? Because they're not straight up doppelgangers. If you again, spoiler alert for everybody that hasn't watched season 3 yet or the series in general.
Explain what's like a doppelganger. Because
So
I don't know.
A doppelganger is supposed to be your exact.
No, explain what's like a doppelganger.
Oh my lord, I'm trying to think now. Damn. You put me on the spot on this one. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay, well, I'm trying to. You said it's like a doppelganger. I'm like, I thought there was either a doppelganger or you're not.
So they call them doppelgangers because there's really no other better term for it. But what I'm saying is that in reference to the movie that you were talking about, it's similar to that, not really exactly the same. I was referring to the movie, not the actual doppelganger idealism.
Got you.
Sorry, my bad. I should have clarified that.
No. I'm just over here blowed, man. You're
good. You're good. So what I like about especially towards the end or where we're at right now in season 3, they actually kind of expand more into the theories of the characters in the situation. So you're not there's no foreshadowing. You know what I'm saying? It's very, very much up in the air. You're literally with the characters moving along in the story.
So one thing I do see that
was crazy. That scene,
man. Hey, this chick right here, man.
Ooh, bro, that gave me some freaking Resident Evil vibes off of this one,
man.
Bro.
It gave me Promised Neverland, man.
Even worse, bro.
I was like
yeah, it was crazy. And then as
Show Tucker vibes, man.
Literally, because literally as what's her name was piecing it together, it was just like you start piecing together too. You're like, no way. It's just this is insane, man. Hey,
I'm digging what I'm saying. But okay, now to my point, to the point I wanted to make. Hopefully, this is the next one. No, to the point I wanted to make. This is the problem that I have.
Wait, I can defend this. I got this. Go ahead,
man. Come on, man. Go ahead, bro. Go defend it, man, please. Because
so Arthur,
break down what you're about to speak about first.
So in Fire Force, there's a character named Arthur. He has this stupid mentality where he thinks he is a Night King. I'm not even joking. KNIGHT space King. He believes that he's in like a medieval world and everything around him is based on that fantasy realm. I will explain why he thinks this way in a minute. But to sum it all up, he thinks this way, and the stronger he gets into that fantasy, the more stronger his abilities are. His delusion of grandeur is his abilities in terms of power scaling.
What happened to that scary movie I was about to watch, man? It had me freaked out, and then we switched to some lovable Freeman type music. I'm like, man, what's happening?
So it had to happen because we had to explain exactly what was going on. So the thing about Fire Force that I like is that you're not thinking about what's going on with the characters in the background. They actually move around and they're like, okay, we're going to move to this character to show you what's going on at the same time that this other thing is happening. You know what I'm saying? And because the last episode that we had with Arthur, he had his sword broken. So we didn't know what was going to happen out of that. And then now we get this next episode and a half or episode and a quarter really, where they kind of delve into that and explain a little bit more. And so Arthur, he got.
I hit these already, man.
Yeah, Fire Force is getting ready to go absolutely bananas with the fights.
It's about to go insane with the fights. Like it's about to be all scrapping, no talking.
Yeah, but that switch up bothers me in Japanese animation though, like anime.
I understand that, right? Because it's jarring.
It's like, man, I was ready to get busy with this dark stuff that was about to happen. Why am I watching this dude go try to find his Excalibur, man? I'm like, I don't care about this, man.
So
but you need it. He just took an L from Dragon. So you have to understand that Arthur right now is kind of like doubting himself because Dragon kind of whooped his ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he kind of needs reboots. Like, you know what I'm saying?
This is his training arc, essentially.
Did you just say I understand it?
Yeah,
No.
I did.
See, we gonna.
Do you remember him in Dragon's Fight?
Why do black people gotta like just start
do you remember him in Dragon's Fight?
I seen season 1, 2, and this. I'm starting into this one.
Okay, so you remember him in Dragon's Fight?
Yeah. Okay. So what makes you think that I don't understand it? Because I don't like it. Like,
okay, so who is Dragon?
You just did that again, right?
No. Do right. There's no need. We don't need to start that right now. Listen,
man, this dude
because this nigga's lying, gang.
Man, all right, man. Whatever, man. Go ahead, Cinco. Go ahead, Cinco, man. Because I mean, I'm about to spin the block.
Go ahead, Cinco.
Go ahead, lying ass nigga.
You are Arthur.
No, you are lying.
What happened? Who's Dragon, nigga? Because you ain't seen it. Who's Dragon?
Sort this out.
Go ahead, Cinco.
You're lying.
Stop talking, liar.
You stop talking.
Hey, man, you know what?
Hey, we
out of here, man.
This is how you do, because whenever you ask me a question, you don't know shit about nothing. What happened in season 1? What happened in season 1? Lying ass nigga. What happened in season 2? Lying ass nigga. This nigga ain't seen shit.
Stop saying that N-word on the street,
nigga. This nigga ain't seen nothing.
Hey, see, we gotta get out of here.